Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Eryberry, and today we'll be doing a video on my top 5 places that I visited in Barbados. So we'll be running through the ones that I personally visited, but obviously there are tons of other places that we could have gone to. So for example, one of them was called Champers or Champers, not really too sure, but that was somewhere we were supposed to go, but obviously things changed. So here we go, the top 5 places that we visited. At number 5 we have Rico on the Gap, which is located at St. Lawrence Gap, and this is owned by a Cuban lady and her 2 daughters selling alcohol and food, and there was a bunch of different people that we met there on the day. I chose the rice and peas with plantain and prawns, whereas my mum chose the chicken and chips with some vegetables. I have to say, absolutely outstanding. She was super lovely. At number 4 we have Lobster Alive, which is where we went to for New Year's Eve. This is just obviously celebrate. We had some banks and went through the menu and picked a bunch of different things, but I decided to share with my mum. So obviously you always get the bread to start with, but the main things that came after was some spring rolls. These were vegetarian, super crunchy, super crispy, great with the sauce as well. And then we had some chips, very well seasoned actually, have to say. Obviously here's me doing a little food dance, super duper happy. Well, this is a place I have to say I do recommend. I can't remember what this was. I think it was pate, some sort of like chicken liver pate with bread. And as you can see, as usual, I'm always enjoying the food. But yeah, my family would have said as well in this video, if they were here talking, that it was exceptional, and the service was absolutely amazing. You may have seen the waiter in another video, the New Year's Eve video. Yeah, and the waiter was absolutely lovely. He came to us for everything that we needed, even helped out with sort of the sun shading because it was too hot and some of us couldn't stand it. These, oh my god. These were like samosas with a conch inside, conch paste, and I've never had that before. And I think it actually turned out to be my favourite thing on the menu, and I wish we had more of it. So when they came to us, they were really, really hot, but once you opened it up and I'm gonna call it the innards oozed out, that was the best part. This was the lobster pasta that I decided to go for. I have to say it was pretty good, not the best, but that's why this is at number 4, is because I felt like the lobster may have been a little bit overcooked, just in my own opinion. But I did try and finish as much as possible, so obviously we're paying for it. At number 3 we have Cherwins. So this is quite a nice find because it actually turns out that this is where a lot of the locals go to get their ham cutters. And I have to say, Cherwin really does pack out his ham cutters. They were super juicy, really didn't need to have any sauce as well, which I think most people would think, why don't you just get any sauce or like hot pepper sauce, but you didn't actually need it. But when he was going through the whole process of making, he wasn't really saying much. I think it felt like he was getting into the mood of making the food, which is completely understandable. When you're in your kitchen, you just want to get it over and done with and, you know, be in your own mindset and mood. So I completely get with him on that. But his service was pretty quick. He did have a long line, however, when we were there, so obviously we did have to wait, but he does quite a lot. And as you can see here with the ham, they were oozing out and we had a great time. And number 2 is Crazy Eddie's. Now this is an interesting one because we actually found out we're actually related to Crazy Eddie, which is the lovely man here. But he's been working at Oysters for quite a long time. It usually has a lot of visitors and even famous ones, as you can see there. I chose to go for swordfish with rice and peas and plantain, and wow, I don't think I've ever had swordfish before, but I will definitely be having it again. I think some of my family also went for marlin. They weren't too keen on, I think it was called dolphin, which is not actual dolphin, it is just the fish dolphin. But their one, they were also saying was absolutely amazing. And at number 1 is Seafood Shack, and I cannot explain how good this place is. I mean, we did order a lot when we went out with my family. We were able to just wait for our food, and we got some rum punch. But I really can't stress enough how much you need to go to this place. There was also a rum place right next to it, and whilst we was waiting, we obviously picked up the rum punch. But here we have some salmon bites. Here is crack mac, which is what they call their cheese mac, and oh my god, it is bloody crack. I don't know what they're putting in it. I cannot tell you the flavors, I cannot tell you what the seasonings are, but it is beyond this world, absolutely beyond this world. I think when I was eating it, a little bit confused me because I was shocked at the flavors. Then we also had other things like the prawns with chips and also some salad with that. Everything was cooked to perfection is really what I have to say. You can obviously see here I might be looking slightly sunburnt, but I promise you I'm not. It's just the lighting with the umbrella. But I would definitely eat here again. And this corn on the cob, I've never had corn on the cob with this on it. I think it had parmesan on it and some other seasonings. Whew, I want it again now. But yeah, everything that they made from this particular place was, number 1, juicy. 2, the service was really quick. 3, I would highly recommend. I'm sure loads of other people have been there before. And finally we ended on some chicken, which was sticky and absolutely sweet. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I really enjoyed sharing the top 5 places. If you have any other places in Barbados that you'd like to share for people to go to or to recommend, please leave them in the comments. And finally, please give it a like, subscribe,